Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Libra, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Moon card. So you might find yourself a little extra reflective over the course of this week. And if you are, it wouldn't be a surprise. Remember, the Moon card is also the past. So in some way, shape or form, it's likely to be that you're going to have contact with somebody from your past, or it's likely that you're going to be going over or ruminating things that you have maybe long since maybe things that have long since gone. With the Moon card, we're not exactly seeing things as they really are. Remember, this card is about reflections and echoes rather than sort of actualities, let's say. So just be mindful of that. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. So you got the Ten of Pentacles here in your actions and options. This is about you either, for some of you, this could literally represent returning to a place that you have previously lived. For some of you, this could literally be a place, maybe you're going back to view a place that you've previously lived in, or you're maybe taking time out to visit home, to go and see family members, to, you know, all the rest of it. Why? Because we've got the Moon card, the past, and then you've got the Ten of Pentacles, which very often represents dwellings, homes, you know, the home that we live in. So this is a home that you've lived in previously, or a place that you have once been to. So you could be visiting home, visiting parents, maybe going back to your hometown for some of you. So around my hometown. Very possible. The other thing that I like this for is reconnections with past money-making ideas, enterprises or people. So for some of you, this could be literally going back to an old job or an old employer. You could be reconnecting with an old employer, especially because you look, right, you got this Ten of Pentacles here with the Hierophant card. For others, this is about you securing a solid place when it comes to your home and or your living situation. So that could be really nice. But your actions are pretty much guaranteed. Whatever you're initiating this week, it is going, like, you're taking it to the finish line. You're going to get it over the line, as they say. But because you've got the Moon card here, there may be some string attached to this that you're not aware of as yet. So just be mindful. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Hierophant card. So this can show up in so many ways, and because it's in your communications, this suggests that you are communicating with maybe a local authority. I really do get the feeling that you're doing this on behalf of a loved one. It doesn't have to be a partner. It can be an uncle, an aunt, a sibling, a parent, you know, like it could be across the board. Because you've got the Queen of Cups here, universal significator of women, this may be that you're having to have conversations around somebody's living situation or somebody's finances that you haven't had to have before, or maybe that they've been sort of not sort of keeping from you. Well, yeah, maybe that, you know, that you haven't been privy to knowledge and information. So you could be interacting with or communicating with you know, governing bodies and, you know, the like, let's say. So when it comes to your home and environment, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, it looks like it's not your place at the school or the university or the college or whatever that is in jeopardy, but it looks like something to do with you changing your mind. And I gotta be honest with you, because it's the Moon card, this may just be a feeling that you have this week. It might not go beyond that. Now, if it's coming up, obviously it's coming from a real place, so you do need to consider if that is the case. However, it's also worth considering that this might be a passing, not a passing fancy, but it might be an emotional state that you're working through because of something else. And so you don't want to chuck out the baby with the bathwater. For those of you that are, employed by somebody else, look, there's something going on with the boss. There's something going on within the structures of power in the organization that you work for. You're probably not going to be privy to this yet, so it might just be like a general feeling of, okay, everybody's on edge, something's weird, but nobody's telling us what's going on. Unfortunately, you might just have to ride that out or allow your intuition to fill in the gaps this week. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, look, one way that this may show up, this is a week to, so last week you had, I don't know if it was last week or if it was in your July reading, but the reading that I did for you guys, it talked about you being like super competitive and jumping into that energy, which I love for you. However, this week specifically that I'm reading for, you do want to be mindful that your competition may try some sort of an underhand tactic or, you know, and this is the thing. It's like, you know, when these small companies do really well and they start coming up and then the big companies kind of try to buy them out. And then when they refuse to sell, like they try to threaten them out. They wouldn't threaten you. They wouldn't try to compete with you if you weren't smashing it. That is the piece of information that you need to hold firm to. For those of you that are retired and no longer working for any reason, look, this could be a trip to hospital. It could be a trip to a care home. It may even be a need to interact with a financial institution on somebody else's behalf. I don't know why, but that really is coming through very strong. You know, usually I see those kinds of themes in power of attorney, when people have, you know, when somebody has passed and there's an estate to divide up, or there's a divorce taking place. It doesn't have to be that those are the things happening, but they tend to have a flavour. You know, those kinds of things tend to have, you know, reasons that they're attached to. When it comes to your love and relations, you've got the Five of Pentacles. So remember, your love and relations is not just about a significant other. This can also be family. You know, and any number of families, sister, brother, you know, aunt, uncle, cousin, parent, grandparent, all the rest of it. Your Five of Pentacles, it is a card of material losses. And the weird thing is, I don't feel like this is your material loss. And I do have a potential for somebody to ask you to either support them financially or foot the bill for something that has maybe hit the fan for them. Whether you can or cannot do this, you just need to be aware that whatever money you're planning to loan out, consider it a gift, because you're likely not to get it back. And I just got to be straight up with you. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, a partner could lose a job, an income stream could slow down in some way, or it could be that a partner's parent, maybe one of their children, etc., needs their financial assistance and support, and so it has a bit of a drain on the resources energy. When it comes to those of you that are single, look, this, I'm not going to say that you couldn't meet someone, but I got to say, if you are connecting with someone, this person has a past and they may still be in the throes of paying off whatever debts that past came with. And that doesn't just mean money. It could, you know, it could mean all of the other stuff as well. That's something that you need to be aware of. When it comes to your money and materials, so you got the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups coupled with the Moon card, that tends to be a Pisces woman. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio is the Queen of Cups, but with the Moon card in close proximity. You've got this Queen of Cups here next to the Five of Pentacles. So this is a woman that is likely to need your financial assistance. This could be around a home situation. It could be that you're having to step in on somebody else's behalf in a financial sort of sense. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, that being said, it looks like you are looking at and after your budget. So this is you being really careful with money. Maybe you've just started to build up a little savings pot, and isn't it always the way when you've never done something before and then you start doing it? It's like people energetically sniff it out and there's like, oh, there's spare money. I think I'm going to put my needs and wants on you because there's a surplus there somewhere. So just be mindful of that, because sometimes it is an energetic thing. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, that Queen of Cups is asking you to really look after yourself, to nourish yourself, to nurture yourself. It could be as well that some of your deeper fears this week are a lot more viscerally felt. So you're feeling them like deeper in your body than usual. And then for your home and environment, I just see this as going back to a place that you've lived previously, especially because these two and then the moon card, there's something about this. It's like you're going home, you're going back to your family of origin. It doesn't have to be permanent, but there's something about your path this week that's pulling you towards that. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take the rough with the smooth this week. You're just going to have to work your way through it. All right. With that said, take care and I'll see you soon.